Wow,
I
that was intense.
like how it tells me just in case you're being a creep.
Yeah, like to do that with Japanese cameras.
What?
You know, hear about, or like the cameras in mobile phones in some part of Asia.
Oh yeah.
They're like creep, 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 creep.
Yeah. Even if you silence it, it still goes like
Yeah,
yeah.
which is weird, but also I kind of appreciate because they don't lose the intent of a camera.
Yeah. What's crazy is how prominent is the upskirt thing that they have to like force manufacturers to do that.
But you got to ask yourself, how prominent is our guys' creeps?
Yeah. That's fair.
Pretty prominent.
Very high. Actually, speaking of guys being creeps, did you hear about McGregor?
Yeah, son of a bitch.
That
That
shit's
was
crazy.
also the day he beat up the mascot. You saw that?
Yeah. He needed to let out some sort of tension, I guess.
Yeah, I saw a comment that said this dude just fucking got coked out and played Grand Theft Auto Vice City and went ham. He was
Yeah,
in
pretty
Miami.
much. Oh man.
Fucking,
Todo lo que faltaba is that it wasn't a bit for the mascot.
I know,
He
right?
just showed up.
He was fucking spraying her with the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, why
What
won't
was
she
that?
get up? What?
What was that spray?
Well, that's what he was promoting. He's like selling this like healing spray. You know how like in soccer when a player gets hurt, they like fucking use this spray on them.
Yeah.
I think it's like liquid nitrogen. You ever use that? I use that shit today actually to clean my keyboard. You ever use that to like compressed air?
I've used that for
I
the
think that's what
keyboard,
it
yeah.
is. I think that's what it is. So I think it gets cold enough and it just like makes your thing like it's like an ice pack or like a heating thing or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So he has his own brand now, and he was promoting it for during the NBA Finals. That's why he was supposed to punch the mascot or fake punch the mascot, and he like sprays him with this thing, and then he's supposed to get up. But he actually
Yeah.
did come out, and then he like follows through with a hammer fucking fist. Like he like
Yeah.
sprayed the shit out of him. That's what I was doing in the bathroom. He
That
was
was hella necessary though, the hitting him on the
yeah,
floor.
because he was probably coked out. I feel like this guy had no like comprehension of reality. He was a little too high.
I imagine he's so famous and rich that he just doesn't have one in general.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, he lives in a bubble, like literally, where like he has a team of security and like he's just like walking
Yeah.
around the world, and we're all just living in it.
Yeah. Like you heard I think last year, maybe the year before, he had a party on his yacht and he kicked some girl in the chest. Like what the fuck?
They're probably talking shit. He's like, well, I can't beat fucking Dustin Poirier, but I'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
And
That video I sent you, right? It's crazy.
yeah, that guy he used to be good. That was his thing with the like the left counter. I was like, what?
The
But
difference is so stark.
yeah,
It makes me think he can't get back to that. But
I think he's too big. He's too fucking busy fucking knocking out mascots and raping chicks in bathrooms.
yeah, takes up
Allegedly.
a lot of time. No time to train.
Yeah, exactly. Allegedly, he knocked out that mascot. Hasn't been proven in the court
that
basketball.
that attempted rape thing is crazy because it's so specific and kind of odd that it makes it much more realistic. Like it sounds a lot more plausible.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't know what when people are like, "Oh, do you like?" I don't even care. I'll just wait and watch. I was watching this court video yesterday. I've been watching a lot of like court videos on YouTube. And it was this guy who like he obviously murdered his chick, but didn't have no DNA on his person or on the dead lady of his, like no actual DNA of his, but everything else is his. It was his car. It was like he was on video, although he wasn't really on video. He was like he did a pretty good job of covering his face, but he so obviously did it. He was like, "Oh no, I let a friend borrow my car." Like bullshit, bitch. Anyway, and at the end, he gives this like speech. They're like, "All right, you have anything to say?" He's like, "Can't believe you guys are locking up an innocent man." And I'm like, "You're a liar. You're so obviously like fucking you did it." And I feel like there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah,
It's like, ah, they're just fucking this woke culture is trying to cancel me. Like, no, you raped them. You fucking
yeah. You got a problem,
yeah, you
or
did the
you are a
thing.
problem.
Yeah. So but I like that that's an excuse now for fucking creeps. Like, oh, the woke culture. You
Yeah.
fucking murder a fucking dog once, and all of a sudden, son
Yeah,
of
it's like a weird thing to hide behind,
a
just so we could get all the depressing topics out of the way. Fucking Bauer also got caught up with getting accused again too.
again, another one.
Trevor Bauer, yeah.
Do you think it's because they do it again, Or do you think it's because now they're like, well, they're gonna think I'm a rapist anyway, so then they just start doing that? Or
I,
it's another frivolous one.
my understanding is that the back to back, not accusations, but like bringing it up back to back like that often occurs because one woman will feel more empowered to do it because someone else did. Like they're less scared to come out,
I see. But might not
which
happen
makes
all
sense.
like right now, but like it all happened, and now women
Hmm.
are like, I've went to therapy, and I can say now that you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then stuff like that.
Oh, Bauer, he sucks. He's getting lit up in fucking Japan or wherever he is. I think it's Korea.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's fucking getting tagged too. He's not pitching well.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
so fucking
He,
Dodgers. They should bring him back out of the bullpen. They fucking suck.
yeah, we were just talking about that. That's just been rough, man.
That bullpen, man. Their offense is legit,
Yeah.
which is something that I feel like they've always struggled. Last year or every single year for like the past 10 years, it's been like 1 run, 2 run, and it's always just like fucking super close. Like they can't score when they need it.
Yeah.
And now they're just like 8 runs. Oh, but we lost. We gave up 10 runs.
Yeah. In the last inning and shit. It's
Yeah,
always
the
like, what the
last
fuck?
inning. Yeah. It's like you sons of bitches. Bring back Bauer. Maybe he'll fucking rape the opponent. Something.
Win now, bitch. Uh yeah, it's been a bitch. I mean, they won tonight. I don't know if you watched I doubt you watched the game because you just got home. Huh?
I just got home. I didn't even use. I used to be able to watch it on my phone, or I would watch it on my phone, but I lost interest, man. I lost interest with most sports. Like I didn't
Yeah.
see the finals. I saw maybe like 1 game or 2 games of the finals, or maybe like a game and a half.
Hmm.
And same with like what I do watch. I watch the Niners when the Niners are on.
Yeah. That's not for a bit though.
I know fucking football, dude. I love football.
You only get like 4 months.
I was talking to Martine today about Vegas.
Oh yeah.
So
What
I
happened?
well he booked his ticket, his flight. I'm gonna book mine soon. Um, I'm thinking I'm gonna do like Thursday through Sunday. I know you said you can only get there Friday, but I think Martine's gonna get there Thursday. We're just gonna dick around.
Yeah, what I was thinking of doing was leaving Thursday night from work and then
Mm,
show with you guys like at midnight. You know what I mean? It's Vegas, so
yeah, and I don't
wouldn't
know
be
if
too weird.
I don't know if we just get the shittiest, cheapest. Like Excalibur's like $120 a night or something. Um,
It kind of, I mean, I don't know. It obviously, I guess, obviously, it depends on what you want to do. But I feel like staying on Fremont Street is more the like ratchet vibe we want.
but we could do that. I'm honestly, I just wanted to go to Circa. I just want to gamble and watch sports.
I was gonna say it's cheaper there,
Yeah,
and then we're close to Circa. You have the live music outside and shit.
yeah,
There's a
I'm
bunch of
down for
cool
that.
bars if you go past the strip, the Fremont Street.
I hate doing the whole strip, like walking all the way up and down the strip. I hate that shit. It's not
Yeah,
easy. So I feel like Fremont is more up my alley.
yeah, that makes more sense too. Like in general, rather, I guess I agree.
And I feel like the shittier hotels usually pay out more, or the casinos.
Yeah, yeah. I've been watching this dude on YouTube who explains like all the hotels that you don't really go to and like whether they're worth going to or not. And yeah, there's some pretty good ones that I've never been to.
I've also been watching a lot of Vegas vlogs on YouTube.
Yeah. Fucking
I saw,
degenerates.
yeah, I know. I saw this one, this lady and her boyfriend say that every single hotel on the strip, every single casino on the strip,
Oh shit.
and they like ranked them. And out of all of those, I want to go to the Delano. That one seems to be like the biggest bang for your buck. Like all the rooms are suites, and it was like super
Oh yeah.
cheap. And it was right across from Mandalay Bay. But that's the one that I wanted to do, the Mandalay Bay. You know, the Mandalay Bay got the lazy river.
Nah, that's dope though.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
That's fucking sick.
So I was thinking of Mandalay Bay because they also have like a couple of swim up tables,
Yeah.
um, which is another thing I want to do too. But I'm also down for Circa, but Circa just has the massive TV outside
I'd rather just pay to go into their pool because the room is expensive as fuck.
for Circa.
Yeah. Actually, since there's a bunch of us going, we can see they have like a hostel style room that has bunk beds and shit.
Mm.
So like 6 people can stay in a room or something like that. There's 6 beds essentially. We could potentially get that if it's a good price.
Yeah, I was thinking about who was gonna go, and I kind of just wanted to be like, yeah, fuck it, it's just Steve and Martine. I had told my buddy Ernesto. You met Ernesto, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to Vegas together.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I mean, he met
I
us in
invited
Vegas.
him, and I invited my friend Yvette. I doubt they make it, so I wasn't really gonna push it. And then my
Hmm.
Riley said he can go, but he has like a thing on Sunday, so he probably would just fly in like Friday and Saturday, or just
Hmm.
Saturday. I forgot what he said, which is fine too. But I'm kind of just hoping like whoever can make it can make it. I don't give a shit. That way I could just be a little bit more ratchet and just fucking we need bunk beds. We got
Give
bunk
a shit
beds.
less.
Yeah, exactly.
It is also easier to like maneuver when there's less people.
I'm, but I'm also fully expecting to win lots of money, and we're gonna get some suites. Although I did see a Mandalay Bay suite, and it was like say 800, 700.
Nice. But does it
Uh,
have two queens or one king?
it had two kings, I think, and then I think a
I guess
couch.
in reality, we could take inflatable beds if it's that big of a room too, you know?
Yeah, you can also just don't they usually do like a rollout? Can't you get like a
They get weird about it sometimes,
uh,
depending on the place.
it used to be a thing when I used to go with my parents' places.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're a little weird about it depending on where you're going. But I mean the air mattress would be good.
mm.
They might
Yeah,
be weird about it there too, though, because of the shooting and shit, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
what shooting? What shooting?
Wasn't that the hotel where they shot out of when they shot the people at the concert?
At the Mandalay Bay.
I believe so.
What are the odds it happens twice? It is Vegas. Double zero. Everybody loses. You're on that.
They're just gonna be weird about 8 dudes walking to a room for
Yeah.
2 people and shit.
It's like they don't
You're
got
like,
any luggage, but that one's too fat. I don't know. It is, check under there.
there's something going on.
Oh man, but no, honestly, the Mandalay Bay, I was sold, and I was looking at that shit, and I was like, this place looks. That lazy river got me.
Yeah. The only thing, I mean, yeah, I'm down. I'll say the only thing is that you want to kind of stay towards where you're going to be. So if you don't really want to be on the strip, we're going to be taking like a $40 Uber to Fremont each day, you know?
What I was thinking, I was gonna look at how much Mandalay Bay was actually for as many beds as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if that don't work out, second choice will be somewhere in Fremont.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause I don't care. Like I said, I just want if I can. I want to swim. I want if I can gamble on sports, and preferably that's another reason I wanted to do the Mandalay Bay because they have the swim up tables,
Yeah.
which would be cool.
Yeah, those are sick. I forgot where I stayed that they had them, but they're nice. They get fucked pretty quick though, because there's only a couple.
Mm,
So like they end up raising the fucking minimum pretty high.
well, we're gonna be
But we'll
winning,
see.
so it doesn't matter. And if not, I'm gonna
There
fucking
you
waterboard those motherfuckers.
go. I think
Um,
about losing those crazy sevens or whatever all the time.
well, did you see the
40K.
did you see the last podcast video? I edited it. I did a little intro. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't see it?
Mm-mm. I
Oh,
don't
you
like
should watch
watching
it.
myself speak.
You should just watch the intro. I just did an intro.
Okay.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I've been getting down on some Premiere Pro. Uh,
Nice.
but I did like a little montage of you and me. It was I put one of the pictures of you in Vegas
Mm-hmm.
when the dealer was pointing at the jackpot when he was pointing at
I
you.
forgot about that.
That one's on there. It's cool. You should check it out.
Everyone was making fun of me for like 20 minutes.
There's
I was like, I'm genuinely sad, guys. Fucking back off.
this comedian here, Nate Jackson. You ever heard of him?
Uh-uh.
He's getting pretty popular. He has a club here called Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy Club. He
He
has
has
a
a
joke
comedy club?
about, yeah, he has his own comedy club.
Damn.
It's a Tacoma. And he was talking about he has this joke about like he likes to gamble a lot. And he was like, every time I go, he's like, I sit with the Asian dealers because they help you out, but like in a fucked up way. And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
why you know hit? He goes, you stupid, you don't like money? You don't like money? He's like, hey, look, he doesn't like money. And I was like, that's so true. They do that shit. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
you
you
would
doing,
say
bro?
that.
Oh
Yeah, I've heard you.
man.
I remember you saying that before. That's all funny. Nate Jackson. Now, I pretty I've been doing a bad job of keeping up with new comedians.
I wouldn't say he's newer. He's definitely not popular though. He's not like a special kind of guy.
Mm,
He's more of he's getting like I think he writes for stuff. I think he writes for like one of the some black show, uh,
mm.
like Abbott Elementary or something. And he
That's a
also
black show.
I think so, right?
I never seen it.
Or that guy Teddy Ray used to write for that.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
yeah, man, rest in peace. But he writes. I think Nate Jackson writes for one of those shows, Atlanta maybe. I don't know. And
Did we ever find out how Teddy Ray died?
no, I think they just found him in the pool.
Yeah, right, or
I'd
something
assume,
like that.
yeah, I'd assume some sort of fatness related.
Yeah. Or he was doing some sort of fucking, he was wasted or something and fucking passed out in the pool, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. That's why I feel like I gotta calm down, dude. I'm so unhealthy right now.
Hmm.
I'm like the fattest I've ever been. I fucking my heart hurts. I'm like, oh fuck.
Does it really?
Oh yeah, my heart hurts now. Like legit. My big toe gets swollen.
Hmm.
That's not good. What's going
What
on
does
there?
that even mean?
I think that's gout. I think it's. You ever
What are
had
you
gout?
talking about?
Yeah, I think it's gout though, for real. That's what my uncle used to say used to happen to him because he would just eat shrimp and drink beer like a fucking drunk pelican. That's all he would do. The doctor's like, "You gotta stop eating so much shrimp." He's like, "Nah." He just jumps in the ocean. Yeah, those fucking Mexicans, man, they love those fucking micheladas.
Yeah, I never understood what caused gout. And,
I think it's uric acid. It's high stuff
but
high in uric acid.
is that like in everything? I
I
don't.
think it's in like beer. It's in shellfish or like shrimp. So like crab.
Yeah,
It's in like red meat. Oh,
because
delicious stuff.
if I say my feet hurt like in front of a Mexican person and I'm not doing anything, like I'm just standing there, I they always tell me like you need to stop drinking. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, which they're right. Which is another thing too. Like I feel like yeah, they're right, but it's like but it's just not helpful. I know already. It's like saying like don't be stupid. Oh yeah, I know that bitch.
This was like when I was 26, though. This was like a long ass time ago. It stopped happening. It would just randomly happen.
But they also drink heavily, and that's like their experience. That's what
Yeah.
that's what's wrong with them. They're like, I'm perfectly healthy except for the excess of drinking that
Yeah.
causes a big toe to swell.
Except for the spots on my liver.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
that's another thing too. I have like my fucking abdomen hurts. Like the other day, I was fucking like taking a shower and I was like trying to like fucking turn, and I was like, oh fuck, I felt like I broke all my ribs. Like it's legit. I have a legit.
It hurt that bad?
It hurt, bro, for like a good 30 seconds. I feel like I
Hmm.
squeezed the fucking kidney in there or something, and it was like it was like recuperating.
I was to say specifically in that area, coincidentally, I had that too, and it hurt me for weeks. I was like, fuck, maybe it's like an organ or something. So I finally went to the doctor. She saw me for like 2 minutes. She just pushed on me a couple times. And she was like, oh, it's nothing. Like you just have a strained muscle.
Mm,
So it could be something like that.
interesting. I felt like it was pretty deep.
But I'm gonna go ahead and assume that your fat stomach is straining your muscles.
I also think that's
You
another
know what I
thing
mean?
too is that like my fat stomach is like I can't like sleeping like I can't sleep on my side anymore. I gotta go straight up or like yeah like I'm legit too fat to like sleep on my side now because that's another thing that happens where like I'm just like crushing myself. I'm like oh I wake up and I'm like why am I so sore like I was fucking sleeping on a fucking like a rock was on me. And it's like yeah you're fucking fat
This doesn't
ass.
sound like I'm talking shit, but I think pregnant women sleep on their side though because it hurts the least. No?
Uh, I gotta do that. I don't think I get a good groove or something.
Yeah, like not good angle.
Yeah, looks like no,
Maybe.
it's a problem. I
Yeah.
got so many fat jokes. The fatter I am, the funnier they get, you know?
Yeah.
Yesterday I was doing a set and I was like, yeah, I'm so fucking fat. And I looked in front and there was a guy fatter than me. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's never the case. That's never the case. And then there was two guys fatter than me. This is Seattle. And I looked
Yeah.
at him and I felt kind of bad because I like moved on because I'm like, oh, this guy. I looked at the fattest guy when I said it.
Your eyes just magnetized
Yeah.
towards him, like bam.
But no, it was surprising because Seattle doesn't have too many fat people, except for the
Yeah.
hood.
Actually, yeah. Now that you mention it,
Pretty active, go on hikes a lot, high elevation.
man, I went to Yosemite. Speaking of both of those things, high elevation and fat people, and I was blown away at how big everyone was. I was like, how are you gonna get anywhere on your feet? Like they were huge. Not like I was just like, I was like, fuck. Like you can't hike to anything right here, right? Like
Mm.
they were so big.
They were getting up there. Did you meet them at the top?
I mean, you don't have to hike a lot of Yosemite. You can drive to a significant portion of the cool stuff.
That's probably what those fatties did.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I was just surprised, I guess, because like you were saying in Seattle, there's not a lot of big people. And I was like, yeah, not really. But when I was in Yosemite, you would think the same thing. But
You know what else happened to me too is that like
nope.
before I would fucking like be fat. I remember when I was fat, but I was still like rather active, and I remember I was still like rather like able to do things. And now I think I just got so fat so fast maybe that like my body just couldn't catch up, and it's like I don't know what to tell you, kid, you can't do that anymore.
Mm, I would actually probably guess that you got fat faster this time because you're being inactive.
Oh yeah, very
So you've
inactive.
been inactive for so long that your body's just probably like, ah, fuck it.
Yeah, it's probably the longest I've been inactive too. I did a 5K,
Oh
with
yeah.
my girlfriend and her dad, and
Mhm.
they her dad walked it with his friends, but me and her tried to run it.
How
Uh,
did your fiance feel about this?
oh, fiance, yes.
Was she upset?
Um, she was fine, but like she was running and I couldn't run, bro. And I legit was like, I used to fucking run. A 5K is like 3.5 miles. Where
Yeah.
I would literally run like 6 miles every single day, like on my lunch break. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta squeeze this in. And then it took me an hour to fucking like walk slash mostly walk and then run at the end, 3.5 miles.
Hmm.
Like I remember I literally used to fucking do like 6 miles in like 40 minutes. That was my,
Yeah.
I was like 45, get 35 to 45. And it'd be like 6 miles in that bitch.
Yeah.
That was just a year ago.
Was it really though?
Yeah, that was literally a year ago.
That's crazy.
Maybe a year and a half.
Yeah. Got to get it in check, man.
Yeah, man.
Or else
Yeah,
we're gonna have to fucking gurney you into your wedding.
that'd be hilarious though.
It would be pretty funny.
You know what I'm saying? Which is another problem that I have. I feel like I'm getting married. She loves me, you know. It's true love no matter what. Let's see. We're gonna test it.
Oh shit.
But I don't know.
But yeah, just for your health, and then it's gonna just get harder to lose.
Yeah. I've been super sleepy. I think I got diabetes too. Should we
I,
I'll be sitting on the couch and she'll be like, why are you breathing so hard? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just fucking I am struggling over here. Just trying
no,
to watch TV.
it's probably just because you're so big.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like it puts like an unproportional amount of weight on your lungs, so like they're never expanding properly, so you end up short of breath a lot.
It turns out a fucking vice.
Hmm?
I said they're inside a fucking vice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your lungs in an iron lung, not in a
Yeah,
good way.
exactly. Yeah, but honestly, man, I'm just not motivated. I don't care.
Hmm.
I love myself. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, motivation is the one thing that you can't really control, right? That's the issue with most people's problems.
no, yeah. I mean, honestly, my motivation now is it really does have to be health because I'm like legit like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I had like blurred vision the other day for like fucking 30 seconds. No, probably longer. It was like a good like 2 minutes.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I got up, but I got like lightheaded and like my vision was blurred. And it didn't
Yeah.
come back for a couple of like minutes.
Hmm.
I think that's a diabetes thing.
Oh yeah,
I think maybe.
because I get blurred vision, but every time I get blurred vision, it's because I'm getting a migraine, like 100%. I never gotten it just by itself.
Yeah, no, it was weird. I didn't get a migraine after that.
Yeah, so if that's maybe yeah, gotta be careful, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Knock on wood. I'm here tomorrow. But
I'm sure you'll be there tomorrow, but
it's been fun.
I need you to make it till September.
I know.
Oh
Oof.
yeah, do you think you'll come down to SoCal for July?
I don't know, man. I was trying to go for my mom's birthday in a couple of weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it soon. Um,
Make her birthday in July.
it's actually her fake birthday because I'm not sure why, but apparently sometimes when Mexicans get their papers here, they're like fuck up their date. So my mom
Yeah.
was born June 25th, but according to the U.S. government, it's July 25th.
And then back in the day, or I don't know if they still do it, but in Mexico, they wouldn't count the day you were born. They would count a different day.
Day after, fucking dummies.
Same. And then Koreans were causing an issue because they count their first year as year zero.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And they had to change it because it was throwing shit off like in other countries or something. I was like, whoa,
So,
trippy.
like everybody else thinks this is dumb. And you're like, I don't care what everybody else thinks. Like, no, no. But then you can't go everywhere else.
Yeah. Then you got a problem. Uh, well, we'll figure it out. We still got some time.
Yeah, that'll be fine. What we talking about?
Coming down July.
Oh, when is the Spence fight?
The Spence fight is the 29th or whatever the final weekend of July is. We can figure it out. I think it'll
Okay.
be worth it. Also, I think it'll be interesting for you to come down here when there's a fight.
I want to wait. What did you say? What date again?
29th.
Hmm. I got asked to do the show in Utah.
Oh shit, nice.
But it's $200, and I got to drive to Utah.
It's $200 to fly there? Or wait, what do you mean
Well,
200 bucks?
I got to get myself there and do the show. They'll put me up in a hotel and they'll give me $200.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
So I'm like, ugh. I could probably
on
fly for $200 if I.
on
Look,
Saturday night.
it's a Saturday night.
Figure out if you want to do it. Maybe I'll fly up there and just drive with you there.
Yeah. I mean, it's close to Vegas.
That's
It's
a that makes it more enticing. I'm just saying, just for fun. I've never been to Utah.
yeah. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, if I can find a cheap enough way to get there, I didn't see how long it would take me to drive, but
Fuck, I imagine from up there forever. But
because I was like, where would I fly into? Salt Lake. I
where'd you
mean,
fly into?
probably Vegas. You could probably fly into Vegas.
Oh, you
Yeah,
fly
right.
into Salt Lake. You said Utah, right?
Yeah, but I think it's like almost at the bottom of Utah. It's like southern Utah.
Hmm.
I think it's really close to Vegas and like right at the border of Nevada.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Hmm.
Never thought about it.
Yeah, because you're a California guy. What
If
is
you go to
it?
Zion, which is like at the south end of
I've always wanted to go to
Utah,
Zion.
it takes like 5 hours from SoCal only, or like 6.
I've always
Not
wanted
too
to do
bad.
that.
So it must be right north of Vegas or Nevada.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. It's like
Yeah, we'll
you,
figure it out, man. Like I said, or I'll be down to go there and drive with you, but that drive will be probably not worth it monetarily.
oh no, your free meeting will end in 10 minutes.
Bastards.
You gotta restart it when it ends.
That's up to you.
I'm down. But I'll let you know if I accept it. I
Yeah.
take it. The
If
day
not, man, come down here. I'm telling you, it'll be worth it.
the day before that I have a show too, so I feel like I wouldn't be able to get out till like late. No, Thursday I have a show.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Because I could also go up there.
That would be dope.
Julie's going to be in Europe, so
Oh yeah,
as long as I see the fight, I don't really care where I am. you know,
we're gonna watch it.
but I need
Oh,
to see that shit live.
well, let's
I
gamble.
missed a bunch of fights this past weekend. I was kind of like, fuck,
Did you
sucks.
see Teofimo?
Nope. I haven't even seen the highlights. I heard he
Uh,
beat the shit out of Taylor, though.
I saw some highlights. Yeah, it looked like he was getting them pretty good. He retired. You saw?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
some weird fucking. He's following Tyson Fury's.
Following everybody's, yeah, Mayweather, McGregor, fucking Jesus. He came back. He's like, he thought I was done,
It was
huh?
all for hype.
Yeah. They sold so many tickets and merch.
Yeah.
Get your Jesus's back sandals. Let me
He
get a
wanted a
hundred pair.
bigger contract for his sermons, huh?
So let me get 100 pair. I'm a centipede. But,
Oh shit. But I'm sure that's all it is.
no, he was talking about like because did you see the interview? No, I think you're right. I think it's just a matter of time before he's back. But when they were like, so what's next? What's your next battle or something? Like my next battle was in court trying to get my kid back.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
For real?
yeah, for real. And
That's crazy.
these fucking guys.
Yeah, I know. They're all fucking the shit they do outside of the sport, man. I guess what they're doing in the ring is terrible too, but
Well, that's what it is, right? It's that thing of like I saw when people were like, "How could he do that to his wife?" I'm like, he murders people for money,
yeah, yeah.
and like millions of people cheer him to do it. He's surprised
Yeah.
somebody cheered him when he smacked his wife. He's like, "Wait a minute, you
Like
guys
Dana
getting
White or
mad at
what?
me?
Yeah.
I knocked her out in 3. I called it."
None of you believed me. Oh
Oh
shit. Yeah, I didn't know he was in trouble like that. Fucking Tank's in jail.
yeah, because he violated something. He was on house arrest, right? They
Yeah.
told him he could serve out his term, and he was like in a nice ass hotel.
They
They
said
just
he can live with his trainer at his trainer's house.
Mhm.
And he decided to rent like a penthouse at like the fanciest building around and shit.
Yeah, why did he violate his thing?
Because he went to that penthouse, he left the fucking.
Oh,
He was
really?
supposed to stay with his trainer,
Uh,
or specifically stay in his trainer's home. Doesn't matter if his trainer's there.
should have just moved it like fucking the whole city of Springfield when it was too polluted, and they just put everything on backs and trucks. That's what you should have done. Like
Yeah,
put his house on wheels. And I'm getting out of here.
yeah. Call it a day.
Yeah,
He should have just bought the penthouse and put it under his trainer's name.
yeah. You
Problem
should,
solved.
dumbass. I mean,
Shitty lawyer,
these guys are very smart, Steve.
fucking up. So you had a set today?
Yeah,
How'd it go?
yeah, mediocre. I feel like.
How does that shit work?
What do you mean?
Because you go on a lot, it seems. Are you going to different clubs? Are you going to different clubs? Or is it just like, oh, I'm going to this one?
What do you mean?
Are you going to different clubs? Or is it just like, oh, I'm going to this one? Are you going to different clubs? Or is it just like, oh, I'm going to this one? Are you going to different clubs? and practicing everything, or are you just trying to do new jokes all the time so that you can constantly have like, you know, have your 8 shitty shows and then get one joke out of it, kind of thing?
It's a mix of both. I think right now it's about like trying to do as much as possible so that when you do have a bigger club, you do have either a polished set, new jokes, or I feel like one thing that's been working for me that's been helping me get booked is that if I do the same club, I'll have new jokes and like, oh shit, that was good too. And it's like, I know. And then it's like when people always ask me too, like, oh, how often do you like write? Or like I haven't wrote. I'm just like, what do you mean? You have to like every now and then, like, oh, that's a joke. Oh, there's a joke. Literally, it's like all the time. And you have
Yeah.
to try it all the time. So
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just interesting to think that you're going up all the time with like and testing out new shit so constantly.
yeah, I feel like you have to.
Mhm.
Mainly because the way it works too is like once you get a big enough club, or enough people are there like paid non-comics,
Yeah.
like your shit's gonna work if it's actually funny. So once it's
Yeah.
funny, it's like, all right, write this off next. And
Mm.
that works. So then when you do get an opportunity to be like, oh, you're gonna be at this club, it's gonna work no matter what. Because
Yeah.
I already tried it. I know it's a good joke. Um, Especially if you can like practice those at a shit. That's what you do too. Like you practice them at shitty places,
Mhm.
or it's like a dive bar, and like they're just there to do fentanyl. They're not there listening to your fucking comedy. But if you can get those guys to like fucking wake up without Narcan, you're like, ah, this guy's
The
fun.
drug game is real up there if they're just
Yeah,
doing fentanyl at the bar.
yeah. It is. It's got pull tabs and fentanyl. It actually used to be a joke I used to do at a fucking super divey bar. And one time I remember I got this guy to buy me drinks at the bar. He's like, "You're fucking funny," and he was just fucking there, like he just got off the fucking out the mill or whatever. Like this guy was fucking working hard at the fucking cement factory. And
Yeah.
he's there to get fucking sloshed, and he's
Yeah.
fucking
Came back
asshole.
from the oil rigs.
Yeah, his asshole comedian started doing some terrible comedy, and he was not having it. But then I started doing it, and he liked it to buy me drinks. That was cool.
Mm.
So it's
That's
like,
awesome.
you know what I mean? So it's like that's when you know, like, oh, my that joke is funny because this guy laughed, and he's here because he's running from the cops. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah, for sure.
because
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes you say shit at a club that's sold out, and it's just like, hi, my name is Punch. Ha ha ha! That is a stupid name, and it's like that's not the joke. So
Yeah.
no,
I've always heard that when you go to a club, like if you get a good audience, everyone's almost essentially ready to laugh at the cadence. Like they're ready to laugh at like what's supposed to be the pause for a punchline or something.
yeah, no, that's
It's like
definitely
what
a
the fuck?
thing. When
Yeah.
you slow down, and you're just like, I'm just talking slower, and they're just like laughing at like me fiddle with my like fucking phone or something. Like that's not even funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
No,
like they have their finger on the laugh button.
yeah,
They're just waiting
exactly.
for it. They're just waiting for it.
Sometimes they're fucking hammered. The worst is when they're fucking too hammered.
Mhm.
They just start being like they're really receptive to your shit. That's when you got to stop like engaging the crowd. Where it's
Yeah.
like everybody doing, it's like, yeah, I'm doing all right. And you're like, all right, this guy, he
You know,
thinks he's
I've had
funny.
better days, but today was a
Yeah,
little bit better than yesterday, and I hope
yeah,
tomorrow's gonna be
yeah,
better. How's your day? Like, what the
exactly. Where
fuck?
it's like this guy's too hammered, doesn't realize like the show's not about him right now. One time I did this show, I was opening for this guy Michael Palczak. He's fucking hilarious. He's fucking dope as fuck. But I was about to call. I literally ran up on stage and was about to. I was like, "Give it up for your next comedian." And literally, as I said that, this drunk couple stands up and they're blocking the entrance to the stage. And they're hammered. The chick is like just wobbling over. She can't even move. She's just like stuck in like disoriented state. And the comedian Michael Palczak was like right behind them, and he's just like waiting to get on the stage and for me to introduce him. And I was like waiting for them to move. I was like, give it up one more time. I was like, make some room for whatever. And then like they were still kind of just standing there. And I was like, hey, have a seat and watch Michael. And then so then they sat down and they realized what was happening.
Mhm.
But then I was like, fuck, they're gonna be too drunk. They're gonna get up during a set and they're gonna
Mhm.
fucking because it's like right in the front. And sure enough, they got out of the way and I introduced Michael Palisak and he was up there and then they like got up again and they were like doing this shit. And
Yeah.
then it was like, does anybody work here that can help these people? And then I was like, yo, just bring her over here. I told her boyfriend, and he like walked her out, and I just opened the side door, and they got out. And I was like, that shit. I was like, how do you? It was like a time, yeah, it was like a time thing, which was kind of cool.
Mhm.
That crazy taxi. It's like, quick, escort the drunken patrons outside so they don't ruin the comedy show. And I'm like, all right. Da, 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 da,
You
da.
guys handled that pretty well.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth, I would say. Considering how hammered she was, I felt bad because I was like, I hope this guy is like her husband. I think it was her husband.
Mhm.
Not just some like Tinder date or something because she was fucked up. But he put
Mhm.
her in the Uber, and then he came back to the show. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna watch the show."
Yeah, that's crazy because I wonder how the conversation the next day goes. I mean, I guess maybe the guy was conscious enough if he came back to the show.
I'm sure. I think he probably got mad at her.
Yeah,
Fucking, I told you can't handle your booze.
yeah.
And she's like, I just was having such a good time because I love you so much. He's like, God, fuck.
Why do you always do this? But yeah, that sounds wild. If you come down here, I was gonna say another reason I really want you to come down here is so that I can start or confirm it is so I can try to set up a bunch of interviews so that we can do a handful of podcasts like back to back
Yeah, I'll be
with other
down, man.
people.
I just gotta get out there. My
I
fucking
just need
parents.
a date, huh?
I said my parents' house like exploded.
What?
I know. From the inside, it imploded. Implosion? I thought you meant an explosion. Yeah, so my sister's bathroom was leaking or something. And then eventually it got big.
Leaking what?
From her toilet, I have no idea. I
Oh,
think
like water.
yeah, like water from the toilet or something. And it like made a hole in the ceiling, and then they had to cut the whole like left side of their downstairs and even some of the upstairs, which is weird. So like a whole one side of the house, they have to gut, and they like gutted it. My parents have been like dealing with the insurance this whole time, and they've been
Gotta
saying,
get it because I'm old.
yeah, because yeah. So they've been the insurance I think has been helping them out. They put them up in an Airbnb, so but they've been there for like 4 months already.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and they finally approved the estimate, I guess. So now they're going to be able to actually write them a check. So now they have to wait for the check, and then they have to then do the whole like pick a contractor and then have them do the remodel. It's gonna take some.
Damn.
So it's gonna be like almost a whole year of them.
Have them choose me. Let's just do it ourselves.
I know, right?
You know how much
Honestly,
they pay to remove mold?
I'm sure it's a big amount.
Yeah, because it's like hazardous or whatever.
So
That's crazy, dude. Where are they still in the city that their home is in?
yeah, they're pretty close. I think they're just a couple of blocks down or like a couple of streets over from where they usually live. It's a little bit of a downgrade, but not that much. Like everybody still has, they're all comfortable. They all have their own space. Not
Mm-hmm.
the same as not your house, but
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, dude, it's fucking
At least they're all okay, especially because there's a fucking baby there. Or I mean,
yeah.
like a toddler now, but
Well, the baby was born after. No, but I have a nephew now.
oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I
So
do too.
no, congrats. I know Rodrigo, right?
How weird
Yeah,
that it was both girls and then both boys on
yeah.
from the same sibling or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, congrats too. But yeah, there's a baby in there, so it's like that's scary with mold and stuff.
Yeah, so they're in an Airbnb right now.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too of like my mom said they have an extra room, so I
Oh
could
really?
go.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just want to see what the fuck is happening in the house because my mom didn't tell me shit. I think she was just not trying to stress me out, which is worse. So it's like, bro, I'll be okay. Like, I know it sucks, and I'm not gonna fucking kill myself.
Yeah. If you
Again,
go, you can stay here and then you can just borrow my car.
I appreciate that. I do just want to get back out there again. I fucking miss it, man. That's one thing I realized about like outside of comedy, like I don't do fun shit as much anymore. Or like, since Greg died, and I feel like I don't really hang out with nobody. Rest in peace, dead homies.
Hold on, let me drop my beer on the laptop real quick. Um, yeah, I mean it just gets harder and harder. I was actually just wondering how you're not tired all the fucking time because
Oh yeah,
you're up late essentially every single day now,
yeah. I'm up
and you
usually
work
like
a regular job.
yeah. I work from like 8 a.m. Well, that's not true. I usually wake up from like 8 a.m. or like 7:30 until like I probably go to bed and maybe I've been going to sleep early-ish, like 12:30 now, maybe one.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm out until like sometimes even like midnight or like 11:30. I feel like I'm usually done now. If it's a weekend show, like last Friday, I finished at like 11:30. I was hanging out with the comedian. Dude, you know Craig Connie? That guy's fucking hilarious. He's pretty cool.
Mm-mm.
I was hanging out with that guy. He's look him up. He has a podcast called Community Service.
When I see them on your Instagram, I'm like, oh yeah, I recognize that person. I recognize that person visually, but
Mhm.
I don't know anybody's fucking names that are new.
Yeah, but on top of that, dude, like sell merch and shit, and like so we're kicking it after the fucking like well after the show, uh,
Hmm.
and the club lets us kick it there. Funny too,
Hmm.
'cause the security guy there, fucking Jeremiah, shout out Jeremiah. He's just fucking cool ass Samoan dude. I think he's Samoan or Tongan or something. And
Hmm.
he was like, "Is this your friend?" To like some like random person. And I was like, "No." He's like, "All right, you have to go." So he's just like
Shit.
close to everybody else, but we can still hang out, which feels pretty cool to be like.
Yeah,
"Cool."
that's it.
We're like, "No, he's my friend." He's like, "All right," and then he
Yeah.
left today, which feels cool.
The next time I go up there, you should take me.
Yeah, man. My cousin was here this weekend, and she went to one of my shows. Honestly, I felt kind of like, I don't know. I was like, I think she was impressed. She got to hang out with like a comedian. She thought he was
Yeah.
famous. I mean, he's not that famous. I don't think he's verified, but she like took a picture with him, and like, I feel like it was a
Yeah,
good,
it's sick, man.
you know,
I'm sure either way she was ecstatic.
yeah, it was a great show. That's one thing I realized too. I love when I hear like, wait, you're actually funny, and I was like, yeah, what the fuck are you doing out here? That's the best one,
I'll
especially
say
for
it to you. I'll say it to you one day.
I don't need it. I got it from my cousin now. But it's that thing of like, wait a minute, or like my coworkers when they go and they're like, oh, hey, I thought it was just going to be fucking a sad display of delusion. There's a little bit of that too, for sure. But like if
Isn't
when it's not an open mic,
I'll say everything is that isn't like on its way to success. I mean,
yeah. But like some of these are like I don't know. I think about that like if I was a social worker, I hang out at like open mics. That's
yeah.
why I go try to help people because some of these guys, man, I'm just like, what? You have children, and that's another thing too. Is like there's people like I don't have kids. I feel like I'm not single, which is tough sometimes because I feel like I rather spend time with my beautiful fiance. And
Well, I
um,
think it's also a little different for you because you're doing like you have your own profession. Like it's not like, oh, this is my chance or something.
yeah,
I
no,
mean, I feel like that's what makes it different, no?
right now, if I can do it outside of work, cool. Until I can replace work,
I'm
which
saying it's different for somebody who's like working a super regular job and that's what they do at night. It's like, fuck, maybe you should go back to college or something so you get a better day job and then do something like that
well,
creative.
there's like fucking roofers and fucking like, whoa, bro, like how are you not tired right now? I'm tired, but like I work in an office.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My wrist, oh, I can't hold this microphone. But you,
They probably just don't go to bed. Those foods start pretty early.
no, I agree. But it's fun. If it doesn't feel as exhausting because it's like shit that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it's like when you're just fucking shooting the shit with people and just like waiting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, it's probably easy for you. It's not that easy for everyone. A lot of people find that exhausting.
oh yeah. No, there's some people too with like disabilities and shit, and like I'm like, bro, this shit isn't even ADA compliant. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't want you. Can't you see they don't want you here?
If they did, they would have rolled out the ramp.
Exactly. They have an elevator.
Gosh damn it. Oh,
That's fine. It's
um,
been giving me some money.
hmm?
Said it's been giving me some money, so it's been cool little
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
feels like it's replaced like when I used to do all the fucking like all the ride shares or like when I used to do Amazon Flex. That's what it feels like. All right, just pick up like a 3 hour block and get like $100. Like, all right, cool. I'll do that every night.
Mhm.
I
That's
feel like,
dope. I didn't know
yeah,
you're getting paid for it. I thought you're just doing it.
but for most of them now, especially some of those like laughs ones,
Mhm.
laughs. I feel bad telling people like I don't know, maybe this is an asshole move, but when people ask me like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" and then I tell them because I'm a nice guy, and I usually like most people, so I tell them. But sometimes I'm like, "Fuck, I should have told them." Because like,
Why?
'cause I didn't know it was like a secret. Like when I hear people like, "Oh, I don't get on there," or they don't put me on, and how did you get put on? I was like, "Oh, I asked him, and he thinks I'm funny, so he put me on." Whereas other people now, I feel like are starting to like ask, and I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be one less spot for me if I continue to like,
Nah.
you know what I mean? But at the same time, yeah, no, that's why I was like, I get put on because I'm funny.
You had the chutzpah to be like, I'm gonna ask and I'm gonna go out of my way to try harder.
Yeah.
So that means when by the time they even get to your point, you're already gonna be on the next part.
It's funny. I was telling my fiance that because she was kind of feeling the same way. She was like, "Well, maybe you should like keep some things to yourself. But I was like, no, you know what? I feel like I'll help them out because by the time they figure it out, I'm over here now.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I hope
Yeah.
anyway.
I feel like most things that anyone learns, like that natural process that you have to do on your own, it's always going to take time no matter what. So, like, you're still a step ahead, and then it helps them. Maybe they get to where you are, they figure something out, they help you. Like, everybody just wins eventually.
And if they do catch up, I'll just break their kneecaps like that figure skater.
Did
It's like, oh man, how do they make it here?
you see that movie? That's pretty good.
Now, Tanya Harding, that was her, right?
Yeah. 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 There you go.
I Tanya,
Yeah. That was pretty good.
that's pretty good.
Fucking ridiculous. Like, almost, it seemed like it was fake if I
I
didn't know
know.
it was true, you know?
Sometimes fucking real life, man, is weirder
Yeah.
than fiction. That's the saying, right? Life is
Yeah.
stranger than fiction sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you seen Stranger Than Fiction?
yeah,
How
it's all
would
right.
you think of it? Did we watch it together? I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's all right.
I
Do you
thought it
watch
was great. Huh?
Do you watch Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
What do you think about that
I think
show?
it's fucking terrible.
Okay, it's interesting. I think it's a great show. It's wonderful. It's well made. It's funny,
I feel like the comedy is insanely mediocre.
but it's very like cornball and like
It
wholesome
feels like something. It
and
feels like something that would be like
well, it's for kids. Yeah,
on ABC like
yeah.
on Wednesday at 7
No, that's
p.m.
how I feel too. Or like this is for kids
Yeah.
and for very sensitive women. Which, like I said,
Yeah.
it's nice. It's nice, and like they did do a Simpsons. They stole a Simpsons joke the other day on there though.
Mhm.
Um, it was the responsibility or whatever. They were like all drinking,
Mhm.
and then they were like, "Oh, let's make a toast," and they were like, "To responsibility or to sobriety or something."
Mhm.
I think that's from The Simpsons when Homer I think that's the Hank Grimes episode where he doesn't want to go into work, and Marge goes, he's like waiting in the driveway in his car, and she's like,
Mhm.
"Homer, why aren't you at work?" He's like, I am at work. What are you doing at work, honey? Get out of here. He's like, "No, you're
Yeah.
in the car." He's like, "You're on the road, honey. Get out of the road," or something. And then he's like, "Are you scared of that Hank or that Frank Grimes is gonna be there?" And he's like, "No." And then he's like, "Maybe if you were a little bit more responsible at work." And he gets like all sad. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not responsible at work." It's like, "Well, you are drinking a beer at 10 o'clock in the morning in the car." It's like, "You're right. From this day out, I'm gonna be more responsible." And like to responsibility, and he just chugs the beer. Which they copied
Yeah.
that in Ted Lasso. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. 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 I'll say, and they come through with bangers like that. I'm sure that was a good joke and shit for you to remember it. Maybe the comparison was what you remember,
Yeah, I
but
mean, most of them were bangers that I remember.
I'll say they have good jokes. It's not that they don't have good jokes. It's not that it's not funny. It just feels so like it's made for ABC at 7 p.m. on Wednesday that
Yeah,
makes it unappealing to me, you know?
oh, yeah, well, on Thursday, that's prime time. Thursday's the best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I 100% agree. It's this thing like, yeah, if that shit was on like on fucking yeah, like Thursday night on NBC or Wednesday or whatever, that shit would be the biggest TV show on the planet. It's like Modern Family,
Yeah.
but like with sports.
But even Modern Family, I don't know how to explain it. I guess it feels Ted Lasso feels so formulaic that it feels like what's the point of going further with it? Like after I was watching season one, and I was like, why watch season two? It's gonna be the exact same comedy. He's gonna be doing the exact same thing, and then they're gonna have some. It's just all so predictable.
No, it's very predictable. My thing is like my biggest qualm with that show is like no way in hell ever in a billion years is a soccer team going to hire an American football coach
I
ever.
mean, they had their reasoning supposedly, right? It was stupid, but
Yeah,
it's a
because she wanted to
comedy.
sabotage him at first or whatever.
Yeah,
But like, why not just pick a shittier coach, a shittier soccer coach? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That to me was the biggest thing. I feel like somewhere like
Or or why
if
not be the
people
coach
would get
yourself and don't
involved.
show up?
Yeah, exactly. Or coach
Yeah,
the team yourself.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. It's a stupid premise.
it's so dumb. I'm like, that would never happen. The commissioner would be like, no, this bitch is out of her mind. We're forcing her to sell a team.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that would happen.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Clearly, she's not. I'm gonna fucking have her instituted.
You know,
The
actually,
doc.
also what it feels like. Sorry,
No, yeah.
I forgot what this is. This has happened with other things on SNL, but it feels like an SNL bit that was a good bit, and they try to stretch out into a show, and it's not meant to be stretched out
Yeah,
into a show. It's meant to be a bit,
yeah.
and that's happened with other SNL shit. This was actually a bit for NBC Sports. They used to do it for like they did it for I think when the World Cup was coming up or some shit. I don't remember.
Oh, really, Ted Lasso?
Yeah, so it was like an 8 minute
Uh,
bit that they made for. I can't remember if it was the World Cup or for NBC Sports getting a new sport or some shit.
mhm.
But anyway, and that bit was pretty funny. But when I watched the bit after watching like 2 seasons of Ted Lasso, I was like, oh, these are all the jokes from Ted Lasso, literally, like verbatim. So like they try to take that bit and just stretch it out. And I was like,
Yeah, trying to make just a bunch of American puns and
yeah,
British.
exactly. And
That's
when
what
you
I'm
watch
saying.
that 8 minute bit, you're like, oh, this is every single good joke, from Ted Lasso. They just brought it from the bit. Like, oh shit. And they just wrote the story around it. And it's just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It feels like that when you're watching it.
They got to bring back what's it? I'm surprised they actually never made the Californians a movie.
Hmm?
You ever see that one? The sketch, Californians,
Mm-mm.
was on SNL. It was like they were all dressed in like blonde wigs. And they were all like, "What's up, dude?" And he's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm late. I was on the 405, and then I was stuck in traffic on the 60, and then I got on the 10, and then back on the 5, and it was nuts out there." It's like, why did you do that? You should have taken Topanga Canyon and got on the 405 to the 61 to the 7, and then just keep naming like freeways. But it's like one of
Yeah.
the most popular sketches. And I'm surprised it never got made into a movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Some of the ones that they made were weird, like MacGruber. That's a fucking movie.
I'll say I feel like they kind of learned their lesson because they had like a decent run in the 90s with their bits turning into movies, and then it just went downhill. But
Yeah,
like, what's the name of that? Those two fucking dorks at the club.
yeah, Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, like that's an SNL bit that turned into a movie.
I mean,
Superstar, I think, was
Superstar was
technically an
another
SNL bit
one.
that they turned into a movie.
Blues Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they never. Did you ever watch the
What
Greek
else?
Diner sketch?
Yeah,
That shit was hilarious. They should have made that a movie.
yeah.
It's
That's one of
fucking,
those things too that on paper sounds fucking stupid as all fuck,
yeah, but that shit was
but when you
great.
watch it,
Like,
yeah.
like cheeseburger, 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 cheeseburger. Just like, yeah, cheeseburger.
I don't know what it is, but it just hits.
Yeah, that shit's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, that shit's funny. Yeah, they have some good bits every once in a while. They're just kind of rare now, I feel.
Yeah, I don't watch it anymore. It's been
I
a minute.
started watching it because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was like the only thing on for a little while.
They they haven't been the writer strike is still going on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking super obnoxious because there's a bunch of shows that were going to come out next year that are going to be pushed back like a whole nother year. And it
Mm.
just sucks because we just had COVID and that pushed everything back so
What do
many
they want this
fucking.
time? I don't know, but I feel like I'm very anti-union these days. And I feel like I'm gonna get fucking killed by fucking the local 87. But like these days, like the NFL union, like the players, not the players union, the referees union, or like why do these motherfuckers need like a union? Are we violating referees' rights? Like what's going on here?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
You
It's
know, like
it's to some extent it's not that they need a union. To some extent it's that they have the power to make a union, so
that's
they're
what it
making
is.
it.
It's all just like that's why you can't fire these dudes, and they make terrible calls and like. You ever watch like John Boy Media? That dude.
Yeah, I watched John Boy actually like
Uh,
Julie and I watch John Boy like every time we're like, oh, let's watch something funny.
did you watch the one where I forgot who got ejected. It was a baseball game, and the guy gets ejected because the umpire called timeout, and then they all called timeout. So they're like, all right, so the guy stepped back, and it was a strike, and the pitcher threw it, and it was a strike, and the guy's like, "You're out." He's like, "But you called timeout."
Yeah, he's like, you literally yelled timeout.
Yeah, and the guy's like,
Most of the
"No, he
lip
didn't."
readings, right? You
Yeah,
literally.
yeah, like no, he's like, "You're out of here," and it's like,
Yeah,
"What the fuck, bro?" Like you just, and they're just fucking. They have so much power because of their fucking union.
yeah,
They're all like retired lawyers and retired dentists and like doctors. They're all like legacies. They're all legacies. It's all like fucking nepotism, or it's like a son of a son of a son.
yeah.
Um, like I hate it. A fucking robot can do your job, man. Like I don't need you to fucking tell me if it's a strike or not. A fucking computer can tell. Have one guy in the
A
booth.
robot just can't do your job. It could do it way better.
Yeah, dude. I've been using ChatGPT for work and shit.
Mhm.
That shit is legit.
Wait, before we go to that, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, and it's just their pride that gets them to not want to change the call. Because that example that you just said of John Boy and that whole fucking the said timeout or whatever, they admitted to each other like halfway through the
Yeah.
argument. The
Yeah.
both say like, "Yeah, you called timeout." Like, "Yeah, I called timeout," and he's like, "But it doesn't count."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, you guys just will not.
It's
It
like
doesn't matter
cops too.
what
Yeah, it's like
evidence you have
cops.
there." Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
what was the
yeah.
thing with the thing with Lewis would threw his keys under the truck?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Put your keys under the truck. You
Yeah,
threw
that
him
was
there, you
crazy.
fucking maniac.
He was trying to so hard to get under our skin. We're just like, what the fuck, bro? We just want to go home.
Dude, you know what's really fun to watch is people impersonating cops that get arrested. You ever seen these dudes?
Mm-mm.
That's my new thing on YouTube is like cop interactions of like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh well, it was one with this kid. He was like he was like maybe 17. He was young, and he had
Yeah.
this like police cruiser type car, and he had like the lights and everything. And he like pulls over a car on the highway, and the guy's like writing him a ticket, and then a real cop shows up, and he's like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "Well, I got this guy going, 95, and the guy's like, "Yeah, but why are you in an unmarked cruiser?" He's like, "Let me see your badge." He's like, "Ah, you know what? I don't have it with me right now." No, I think he did have a badge, and
Mhm.
he was like, "I'm a cop, brother," and he was like, he's like, "Okay." He's like, "This all," and he like goes, and he's like, "Do me a favor." He's like, "Let me see your ID," and then he like runs up, and the guy's like, "I know I seem like a wacko," and apparently that's a term that cops use for like people who are like fanatics of police and they want to be police. They're called
Yeah.
wackos. And the
Yeah.
guy's like, "I know I look like a wacko." He's like, "But this lady, I just couldn't let her go. She was going so fast." And then the guy's like, "Oh," and then like he's like, "Just sit in the back of my car for a second." And then he finds out this guy's like impersonating a cop. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And it's just so like the tension is so like, oh shit, like this guy's just like struggling to like fake it. And it's kind of impressive to be like, this guy almost got away with it. And he's like, all right,
Yeah.
I was tired, I'm away to home, and but this I couldn't let this lady slide. It's like, what are you doing? You fucking psychopath.
Yeah, it's fucking wild and really
Perpetrating
random
your
that you
yeah.
found that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I watched so many of those. And I saw this another one. It was another one. It was this guy. The funeral processions when they have the guys
Mhm.
doing traffic on the motorcycle cops.
Mhm.
Those aren't real motorcycle cops. Um, that's a private service. Like if you want to start a business, you can start this
No
business.
way.
Yeah, and you can start this business and you can buy all these things. But a lot of these dudes are fucking wackos and they dress as much the part as they can, but they don't have any authority. So this guy was doing the same thing. He was like driving behind people, and he was like, pull over, don't you fucking see me? And he's like, what are you doing? And the guy's like, are you even a cop? He's like, don't you fucking worry what I am. So then so then some other cops actually see him and he's like, oh, we're gonna go talk to this guy. And then they find out he's fucking not a real cop. He's like, I'm on your guys' side. He's like, dude, you're
Yeah.
not a cop. Like, what are you doing?
That's so crazy.
It's so
That's so
crazy.
crazy.
You should check that shit out, dude. It's so fucking entertaining.
It's also weird to me, and not to diminish like how hard it is to become a cop, but like just become a cop.
Yeah,
Why would you do all this weird work to almost become a
yeah.
cop or be a
Well, because a
fake
lot of
one?
these dudes, well, one of them, like the motorcycle cop, apparently had a bunch of other like charges for shit. Um,
Yeah,
so that
it makes
explains
sense.
it. The kid, he was a fucking kid. He was 17 years old. I
Yeah.
mean, we had like a polo shirt. It was like it had like a police thing on it.
Mhm.
And I guess he bought the badge online or something. Um, but like that one, I guess he couldn't legally become a cop. Yeah, I don't know why you just wouldn't become a cop.
That's so nuts. You
Okay,
know what my friends allegedly used to do is they would stop traffic a lot just for fun, just to fuck around. Like if you're having a house party, they'll set up what looks like a fucking traffic stop so that any car that's going to pass by the house will technically have to stop there. So all they would do is get like orange cones and set up a couple, put on orange vests, and then stop people. And everyone would stop. They would stop them and be like, let me see your ID and registration. And they would pull it out and they'd be like, oh, we're
fucking
doing like
psychopath.
construction and only people that live here can come through or something. And they would all just believe it. They would all just take it. It was fucking crazy.
Fucking psychopath.
Well, we thought it was funny at the time. We
You
were,
guys are lucky you guys didn't get shot and shit.
yeah, for real.
I ran over.
It was just crazy though. I guess everybody's just so compliant in America, right? Like you see somebody that looks like authority, it's like,
Yeah,
okay, let me
man,
just,
it's weird. And then you're probably doing something wrong that you're just scared. Like, whatever you say, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. It's fucking kindergartner and a fucking fake mustache and shit.
two kindergartners on top of each
Yeah.
other's shoulders.
Like this guy seemed legit. Just, just, just telling the truth, honey. We have nothing to hide. Yeah, the motorcycle cop, the fake motorcycle cop, he was like directing traffic a lot. And like that's another thing you're not supposed to do. All they can do is just stop traffic from crossing the like funeral lane apparently. And like this was way past like all the funeral cars had left. And that's why he got arrested because there was a cop that was in his traffic stop or whatever. And the guy was just like beep beep, and he was just like directing traffic, like stop, go, you go. This guy's like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh
But
fuck!
like,
And who's recording this, or is it like essentially
well,
like news reports kind of
these
thing?
dummies all have body cams. They all try to be fucking real cops so bad they had fucking body cams. So then
Yeah.
the body cam, their body cams got subpoenaed, and they're like, "Give me that shit, you dumbass!" And then look at all this evidence against this moron.
Well, yeah, when they arrest you, I think they take everything from you.
Yeah,
So
they're so stupid. They're just so stupid. So it's just stupidity.
yeah, yeah, and the cop must just be like, it becomes public information because the cop takes it when they're going to arrest him because
Yeah.
they're going to use it during the case. And
Yeah,
what
you should check
the
those shit
fuck?
out. And there's so many, there's a whole channel dedicated to just like people getting arrested for like pretending they're fake cops. And there's always some dude who buys an old police cruiser. And he's like, I got a police cruiser, I'm gonna buy the lights, I'm gonna buy the thing.
I don't like that they resell those in general. Have we talked about this before?
Yeah, I used to think I think we did talk about it because I have a theory that it's a conspiracy that cops sell you. It's like a good way to keep you down. You know what I mean? Where it's like if we make it seem like there's a bunch of cops out there, everybody's gonna follow the law.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and instead of
Drives
your
me
drunk ass
nuts.
uncle with driving the worst car ever, got like 100 million miles on it
Yeah,
with a supercharger. That's the thing that they're fast too.
yeah. And I guess they last long. I don't know how that works.
They're probably maintained really well because they're just in the fucking the police mechanic all day and shit.
They probably also don't have an actual lot of miles. It's technically a lot of running time.
Yeah, I'm sure their interior sucked though because the last owner probably had a bunch of creeps in the back.
I've been in the back of the police car when it was a long ass time ago. But
When
it's
I was with
fucking. Have you
you,
been there?
yeah, I
Huh?
was one with you. Remember when they put us in for like a second?
Oh, okay. So I've done it twice.
And they sat us on the curb. No, first they sat us on the curb, and then they put us in the police car. When we were in the police car, I remember thinking like, "Oh, we're not getting out of this shit." That's what happened. It's like just in the back of my car, and that's how they get you. It's like, no, no, you're not gonna make me arrest myself. No
He's like, I
way.
have candy back
Yeah,
there
that's literally what it is.
and beers.
It's the box with the fucking plate under it and shit. I got him. That's literally what happened. It's like he's like sitting in the back of my car, and we're like, I literally remember thinking like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna get out of there,"
Yeah.
but we did.
Remember, I couldn't say my address, and then they're like, "If you don't say your address, we're taking you to jail." And I just fucking said it right off the top of my head.
4249 South Lane.
Yeah. Like, all right, we'll take you guys home. That
It's
was crazy. They
arrested
were really nice that night.
1942 home. The what?
They were really nice to us that night.
Yeah, I think once they realized that we weren't who they were looking for, they're like, let's get these guys to safety. They have no idea what they get themselves into
Yeah.
right now.
They're like, if I don't take them home now, I'm gonna have to pick them up later.
Yeah, exactly. They want to scrape up their carcasses off the ground. You guys are pretty fat. I don't want to have to be here all night.
You were in my parents' kitchen that
Yeah.
morning.
That was a good time.
My parents had to go to work,
Yeah.
so they were making their coffee around your dead body on the floor.
I got Allen Iverson that just stepped over me.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh shit.
that was a good
The
time.
next day, my mom was like, "What the fuck happened?"
We got arrested, mom. The cops can't hold us.
Yeah.
So you better release me if you know what's good for you. They dropped me off here.
I was like, we just had a long night.
That was a great night. I talk about that all the time about getting a drink thrown in my face.
Yeah, that was a crazy night. That was a lot of like surreal things happening back to back to back or whatever.
It's because of where we were. Again, it's a thing like you guys shouldn't be here. But it's so
Yeah.
close to home that like why wouldn't we be in our home, you know?
Yeah. It's practically next to my parents' house.
Yeah. Yeah, what a fun night.
That place is empty now.
I heard the other the Marisco's place shut down too.
On hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. A while ago though.
I also saw that there's like a
It's a Stizzy place now.
what the fuck is a stizzy? Oh, like the fucking at the seltzer thing? No.
No, Stizzy's I think it's a brand of vape technically, for cannabis vape. So it's a weed store.
I saw a thing on my feed the other day. It was in Pomona.
Mm.
It was like a Mexican hibachi grill. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
It's on town. It's on town, and it's on town and Holt.
Sounds like it could get really homoerotic if they're throwing longanizas at you instead of shrimp.
Just like throwing them in your mouth and shit. It's like, wait a minute, that was your penis. He's like, it's a hibachi gay.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's not on my feed. Maybe it's fake, but why would they?
It must be right because what would make it Mexican? Just the
Yeah.
flavors are different of the meat.
I think they change all the ingredients. It's like a hibachi grill is just a giant thing instead of like fucking And actually, I don't know because all they do is just like veggies and rice and meat, which I love. I love
Yeah,
those dishes.
yeah, they are. They're delicious and stuff, and they're fun.
Yeah,
It's also really fun if you go with like only two people or so, two or three, because then you end up with a table with a bunch of different people.
they give you extra shrimp.
No, it's just everybody's getting fucked up, and they're like,
No,
"Where am I? Who are you? What's up?"
what are ingredients in this man's fucking meal? He's gonna cook us.
Are you ready?
Like it's so weird. It's like I'm gonna sit you at the stove.
Yeah, yeah, it is weird. It kind of makes sense. I went to Guadalajara recently, and it was like a mercado, I guess, like a bunch of places to eat inside of one place, inside of one building, inside of like one hall,
Yeah,
and they're all set up that way where everybody sits around the grill essentially. So
yeah.
it's a counter, a little bit of space for the guy to walk around, and then the grill. And I don't know, it's just efficient. I like it.
Do like a lot of pancakes and shit.
And then they're talking to you, pancakes.
Yeah, I used to go to a place like that in Mexico where my parents are from, and it was all like breakfast stuff
Oh
at the
shit,
grill. Yeah, it was like pancakes and like chocolate milk and like fucking licuados and it was fucking delicious.
that sounds dope. Yeah, I never even would have thought of that.
Mm. All right, play. I think we got 9 more minutes. Should we call it?
Yeah,
All right, man. This was fun. Sorry I couldn't do it more often, man, but I'm off on Monday. Are you work Monday?
yeah, I work Monday.
Hell yeah. That's what's good about living in
Well,
Washington. We
I
get
can
to
do it at night if you want.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Where? All right, later, brother.
Or
God,
happy Father's Day.
happy Father's Day to you. Wait, did I record this shit? Yeah, I think I did. I'll post it. Check out the intro for the last one.
Okay.
That's just great. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
it.
All right. Sounds good.
Man. Peace.
All right. Later.